If you're widowed, Social Security offers a sophisticated claiming strategy that most financial advisors don't even know about. And I can almost assure you, your broker doesn't. Here's how to potentially add six figures to your lifetime benefits. Let's understand the widow's benefits, right? When your spouse dies, you become eligible for survivor benefits. Yes, potentially 100% of what your spouse was receiving or would have received at FRA, full retirement age. Basic rules follow. One can claim Social Security survivor benefits as early as age 60. You can claim earlier, age 50, if you are disabled. And the amount you're going to receive depends on when you claim and when the spouse died. It can be in addition to or instead of your own benefit. Here's where it gets strategic. The switching strategy that changes everything. Unlike regular Social Security, where you're locked into one benefit, widows can claim one benefit, yours or the survivor, first. Let the other one grow. Switch to the higher benefit later. Strategy option one, start with the survivor, switch to your own. Now you're going to use this when your own benefit will be higher than the survivor benefit if you let it grow to 70. Here's the timeline. Age 60, you start collecting the survivor benefits. A reduced amount, yes, but between 60 and 70, you let your own benefit grow at 8% a year. Age 70, you switch to your own maximized benefit. The math is this: survivor benefit at age 60, roughly 71.5% of the deceased spouse FRA benefit. Your benefit at 70 is about 132% of your own FRA benefit. Example number two, your FRA benefit could be $2,000. Let's say the spouse's was $2,500. So at age 60 to 70, you're collecting $1,788 a month survivor benefit, receiving $214,560. At age 70 and beyond, you're collecting $2,640 a month from your own maximized benefit. So you want to compare that to claiming your own benefit at 60 and never switching. So you'd only get $1,400 a month for life. By switching this strategy, you're $1,240 a month better off at age 70. Here's strategy option two. Start with your own, switch to survivor. And you would use this basically when the survivor benefit would ultimately be higher than your own. And this would be how the timeline would look. Age 62 to 65, you claim your own reduced benefit. You let the survivor benefit grow if the spouse died before claiming. Age 66 to 70, you switch to full survivor benefit. Strategy option three, you delay both. This could be used when you have other income sources and you want to maximize your benefits. Here's the timeline. Age 60 to 67, you live on other resources, savings, part-time work, 401k, etc. Age 67 and plus, you claim the higher of the survivor benefit or your own. And the factors that determine your best strategy are your age when you're widowed. If you're under 60, the different rules apply. If you're between 60 and 70, the maximum strategy flexibility is yours for the strategizing. Over 70, simpler calculations. Here's why your work history puts some emphasis on the decision that is likely best for you. If you have a strong career, your own benefit might exceed the survivor benefit. If you have limited work history outside the home, your survivor benefit is likely higher. Similar earnings, you might need a detailed analysis, and I'd certainly suggest that. Now, the spouse's claiming decision is if the spouse claimed early, it reduces your survivor benefit. If the spouse delayed, it increases your survivor benefit. A lot of people don't understand that. Like if the husband is the higher earning spouse, is often the case historically, and he chooses to go and receive it early and dies before his wife, she's dinged for the rest of her life. I want women to be attentive to that. And how about if the spouse dies before claiming? Based on their FRA amount, you have to figure out what their FRA benefit would be. Now, how about your health and longevity? Good health, you might delay, and the maximized strategy pays off. If you have health concerns, claiming earlier might be better. Family longevity, that factors into your calculations. So here's a real life example showing the power. Margaret's situation at age 60, her FRA benefit is $1,800 a month. Her decreased husband's FRA benefit is $3,200 a month. And she has other income. She works part-time. She earns 20 grand a year. So here's what she strategizes. Between age 60 and 67, she claims the reduced survivor benefit, $2,272 a month. She continues her part-time work. She lets her own benefit grow. And at age 70, her own benefit is now $2,376 a month, exceeds the survivor benefit. So she switches to her own. The total benefit for Margaret's strategy, age 60 to 70, $272,640 in survivor's benefits. Age 70 to 85, $428,400 in her own benefits, totaling $701,040. If she had just claimed her own at 60, she would receive $1,260 a month for life. By age 85, that would have only amounted to $378,000. And she would have lost upwards of $323,040 by not using the switching strategy. A common mistake that widows make is mistake one, not knowing switching is allowed. Many claim whichever is higher at 60 and never realize they could switch later. Mistake two, claiming both simultaneously. You only get one. Whichever is higher, you can't stack it. Mistake three, not running the numbers. Every situation is different. Generic advice doesn't cut it. No, your brother-in-law. No, go to a fiduciary planner, pay a fee, get this advice from a seasoned professional. Mistake four, ignoring remarriage rules if you remarry before 60 because you lose the survivor benefits then, with a few certain exceptions. So here's how you're going to implement the strategy. Step one, get your numbers. Number two, you're going to estimate your benefits. Well, your numbers are going to estimate your benefits at various ages, and it's going to give you the survivor benefit amount. It's going to give you break-even calculations. Then you're going to project your needs. You're going to figure out what income requirements you need and at various ages, because it changes, other resources that you have available, and health considerations. And step three, you're going to create your own timeline, when to start the first benefit, when to switch to the second benefit, and the backup plan for changes, because there will always be changes in the law. Yes, there will. So step four, execute and monitor. You're going to file for the first benefit at the appropriate age. You're going to set the reminder for the switching date. And you might tell another person of this date in the case that you lose track of it. And then you're going to review annually in the case the circumstances of the laws change. The resources for widows are really many. SSA.gov is a survivor benefit calculator, which is pretty intuitive. AARP Widows Social Security Guide. And definitely consider a fee-only financial advisor consultation. Absolutely my recommendation. This strategy is complex enough that professionals often are confused. And so it will pay for itself many times over with a seasoned fiduciary fee-only financial advisor who receives zero commission if you purchase any products, because your goal is their goal. So are you a widow navigating Social Security decisions? This strategy could add 6 figures to your lifetime benefits. I'm Deborah Morrison, and I'd love for you to share if you've used this approach or might have questions about implementing it.